Welcome to Popcorn Dreams Gut Reactions. If you're looking for a quick, spoiler-free review, you have come to the right place. The Invisible Man. Written and directed by Leigh Whannell. A woman escapes her abusive partner only to be tormented by an unseen force. Elisabeth Moss is Cecilia Cass. Oliver Jackson Cohen is Adrian Griffin. Aldis Hodge is Detective James Lanier. Storm Reed is Sydney Lanier. Harriet Dyer is Alice Cass. And Michael Dorman is Tom Griffin. Yes, very. It's a small cast and everything about the film depends on how effective their performances are. And thank God they're all really awesome. The three main actors, certainly in terms of screen time, never slip. They never let this be anything other than believable. They feel like real people and we sympathise and we empathise with them because of that. However, it comes down to Elisabeth Moss and her performance as to why we believe there's actually an invisible force, person, thing in the room with her. She is excellent. She's believable, sympathetic, and nuanced. She feels like a real person. She's not just a caricature. She's not a very shallow, bland stereotype. She feels like somebody you or I might know. And that's why we immediately are drawn to her. If she was any more shallow than this, she would just be the annoying, whiny girl. But the situation she's in is incredibly difficult. And she really sells it, and she makes you believe, and you really feel for her. If she didn't work, this film doesn't work, and she is phenomenally good. The film, being a sci-fi horror movie, is really dealing with some delicate issues as well. I mean, it's very clear from the trailer that it's talking about domestic abuse. And if it weren't for her performance, even though the script is excellent, if it weren't for the way she presented her character and the way she reacted to the things that are going on, this would feel exploitative. But it isn't. It's genuine, it's topical, it's heartfelt, and it should promote a lot of interesting discussions. This film was made for $7 million apparently. Someone's going to make all the money because I don't know how they did it for that little money, if I'm honest. You can't actually tell. The effects are shown in the trailer and those are the standard all the way through. So, well done. That's awesome. But if we're talking about the production, then special mention has to go to two people. First of all, to Benjamin Wallfisch for the music. The score for this film is great because it's subtle when it needs to be, and then it moves to the foreground when it needs to as well. It never resorts to horror violins or jump scares or that sudden wall of noise that we're used to, like in The Grudge just recently.
Mommy, what's going on? What's wrong?
We need to leave right now.
Instead, it always supports what is going on the screen, and it helps create that feeling of unease and dread that slowly builds throughout the film. Second special mention needs to go to Leigh Whannell for writing and direction, because both are excellent. The script is smart and avoids all of the cliches that you would expect from to see in a lesser movie. And most importantly, after they've developed a really interesting idea and a really cool set of characters, in my opinion, they absolutely nail the ending. There are some twists along the way, which, again, if they weren't set up properly in the script earlier in the movie, then when they come, they would stretch believability. But actually, everything is planned and set out. You don't feel like they got 3/4 of the way through the movie and then just went, what are we going to do now? It feels like they had the plan right from the start. They stuck to that idea. They set things up. They pay off later. And it works. It works really well. And if you're paying attention, it really rewards you. In terms of story arc, this script is really well thought through. The camera work is also exceptional. It's very deliberate. There are very deliberate choices in almost every shot. Nothing is shot in a generic, obvious way. There are points where the camera looks somewhere first before a character moves, or it lingers on a moment just after a character has left the shot. And it's very deliberately guiding you and pushing you to look in certain places to just really have that sense that somebody else is there, whether they are or they aren't. It's manipulative, but in a really good way. It uses our preconceived notions of what an Invisible Man movie should be, and then it plays with those ideas. They really effectively ratchet up the tension and create an atmospheric horror movie that is going to stay with you for a long while after the film has finished. Yes, I love horror films, and a big part of that is from when I was very little watching those old 30s or 40s Universal classic monster movies. This movie is a worthy successor to those films, and you should absolutely go and see it. This is the kind of horror film that people should really support. It's not got that sort of, it's not the fast food of cinema, it's not popcorn cinema, in that it's not immediately gratifying, because it's not like that roller coaster effect. Like, it doesn't have that jump moment or that moment where you might scream out loud, but it really creeps under your skin. This film understands how terrifying the idea of an invisible man really is, and it enjoys cleverly working with and exploiting your expectations. Go see it. And Universal, let's have some more of these, please.
Listen, you're getting your freedom back, okay? Don't let them haunt you.
Hello?
So that was our gut reaction to the movie The Invisible Man, in cinemas now. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and tell us what you thought about the movie once you've seen it in the comments below. And I will see you next time on Gut Reactions.